Hey, I don't normally talk about stuff like this, but I just couldn't let it slide by. I had to speak on it. We gotta address baby daddy dude with them 7 baby mamas.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied, because I don't really know why you're trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids when nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These are the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible.
Here's what we get ready to do, right? We walk with me. Walk with me. Now, he admitted to being irresponsible and not wearing protection. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called accountability. Now, I didn't say that he was right. I didn't say that. But at least he is holding himself accountable for his actions. All right. Then let's take it a step further. He admits to these women up front that he don't want these kids. That he does not want to be a father. He don't want to be a baby daddy. Well, I guess he wants to be a baby daddy, not a father. He does not. He even says, yo, dude, I'm going to pay for the abortion. It's like he's he's sitting there and he's saying, "Hey, look, I'll kill babies for 300, Alex." Like, come on, man. You don't hear it? I hear it. It sounds as if, and I could be mistaken, that he don't want to be a father. I mean, he's willing to pay for an abortion. That's the epitome of not wanting to be a father. That's the anti-father of all fathers. Super anti-father. It's crazy. And it's like, this is his thing. He has unprotected sex with women. And then when they get pregnant, he offers the option of aborting the baby because it's just not him. He don't want to be a father. He is telling you this up front. But 7 women, because he said that some of the women do listen. This is his ammo. This is what he does. He is definitely a slime ball. Yes, these are definitely slime ball activities. But some of those women, when he actually shows them completely, because I get it. We as women, we think with our hearts, right? So sometimes these men, they slick talkers, they can get something over on us, right? Okay? But when he actually tells them and they're like, oh, look, cool, whatever. They cut their losses, lessons learned. But 7 of those women chose not to believe him. And he really said something really, really powerful. He said that he is not going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. Ma'am, you are. And you know what? And this is a harsh truth. He is absolutely right. He is. And he also went on to say that you should be careful who you sleep with. And you know what? He's right about that too. You should be. I don't understand why y'all out here having unprotected sex with men you do not know. And I know you don't know these men. And the way in the world you knew him. You can't sit there and tell me that you took the time to know that man, understood he was a slime ball, the stuff that he does, with the way he treats women, and you was still cool with having unprotected sex with this man. Ain't no dick that good. And I done had some good dick. Ain't no dick that good. No, not unprotected. He is telling you he a slime ball. Ain't no way in the world you sat up there and took the time to get to know this man. And he actually explains that he ain't got no respect for you. He tells you why he does it. You let him do it. He ain't got no respect for you. Because he feels you don't have any respect for yourself. The thing is, he speaks of whole activities. The difference between hoes and real women have standards, values, priorities, things to lose, right? They're not out here having unprotected sex with strangers. You can catch something way worse than a baby, and you're going to lose everything. Ladies, men are only going to do what we as women allow them to do at the end of the day. We have all the power. You don't believe me? Hey, have a man try to call you, you don't give him your number. You have to actually give him your number. He can't take you out on a date if you don't agree to first go out on that date. I mean, he can't actually have sex with you. I mean, he can. It could be called rape if you don't say yes. So you have to consent to sex. And the sex has to be under the conditions in which you find acceptable. Because if we are in a situation having sex and we're not comfortable with it, guess how fast them clothes start coming back on? I don't understand. I just don't understand. Just back on subject, right? Dude is a slime ball. Make no mistake about that. But he has not committed any crime except being a slime ball. He's only doing what these women allow. Of course, again, mistakes happen. Mistakes do happen. I get it. We as women, we are very, very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. And we are hard on our sleeves, and we forgive, and we're nurturing, and it's easy to manipulate us a lot. Okay? But when he tells you he don't want anything to do with the baby or being a father, every decision that you make from that point on falls back on you as a woman. You have two things. You have the choices that you made leading up to those events, and the choices that you make from there on out with this newfound evidence that's been presented to you. Because he don't want to be a part of you or your child's life. He doesn't respect you because he don't think you respect yourself. Yo. So that was my opinion on Baby Daddy Dude. Baby Daddy Dude is definitely a slime ball. But he lets these ladies know that he's a slime ball. So if you choose to continue to lay down with a slime ball, there should be some accountability and you should hold yourself accountable. I'm sorry. And the people that's hurting the most are those children. They are. And y'all forgive me, yo, homebodies, what's up? Yo, hey man, it's been a long week. Been a long week. Like my headphones broke. Well, I got another pair, but I had to use the broke headphones. Bear with me, baby. Bear with me. I see that most of my homebodies are asleep. And that's okay. I know we got to be up work early in the morning, or we got to be up early because we get ready to do something fantabulous, because that's what homebodies do. We're always shaking and moving. But I got something special for y'all, and I'm going to leave all this up, and y'all can go back and revisit. So we are going to check out Black History, Lost, Stolen, or Strayed. Now, and this was made in 1968. And Bill Cosby is the host. Now, I know that Bill Cosby does not have the best reputation right now. However, I would like to say there's always more than meets the eye. That's why it's deceptively unique, baby. Let's check it out. Let's see what is going on with this, with the whole little Bill Cosby, and was he a slime ball too? I don't know. Let's see. He could have been, even in this. All right. So see, I got the royalty free music this time, and it's cool because I like that kind of music anyway. Uh, we're gonna check this out. And YouTube, look, I do not own the rights to none of this. I am simply streaming from Real Black One's channel, which is absolutely dope. And I thought I subscribed to it. I thought I hit, hold on, let me subscribe. I just subscribed. Dope channel, the dopest content. Y'all know I love learning. Okay. And they provide all of that, right? I know it's a lot of sheep out there, but if you're interested in learning, go there. That's a place to start. I don't say stop there, but that's a place to start. So let's check this out. Black History, Lost, Stolen, or Strayed. Grab your popcorn, baby. You might learn something.
Of Black History, Lost, Stolen, or Strayed.
All right, we'll go to lunch now, and this afternoon we'll continue with our meeting.
No, like that.
No, I could never fit in that. Never get in that at all.
Right?
This is more like it.
Okay.
Now, what's the whitest thing you know? Whiter than the driven snow, whiter than the whites of your eyes? Sugar. Non-integrated, non-black, sweet sugar. But you see, there is a black man in your sugar. His name is Norbert Rillier. Norbert Rillier in 18...
So, spoiler. I know it's not Black History Month anymore, right? But it's Black History in this video. Keep watching.
In 1846, invented a vacuum pan that revolutionized the sugar refining industry. Now, you have to dig to find that fact. I mean, it's not much history, but it's still history. Now, what do
Hey,
you
don't
stand
laugh at me. I love my cup.
in your shoes? Now, there's just you and your shoes,
My
isn't it?
cheap ass gonna get
Nope.
another one, and I ain't.
See, there's a black man standing in your Oxfords with you.
Okay.
Sharing your soul and your heel is a man, his name is Jan Ernst Metzelliger. And in 1863, this is a drawing by the kids, Metzelliger invented the machine that made mass-produced shoes possible. Now, you have to dig around for that fact, too. And again, it's not much history, but it's history. Am I coming in clear to California? I mean, is this TV signal driving through a pass in the Sierra Nevada mountains and slipping into San Francisco? Okay, well, I want to thank you, Jim Beckworth. Jim Beckworth out of St. Louis, hunter, trapper, and honorary chief of the Crow tribe of Indians. We had trouble finding you, Jim. Though you helped open the West, you didn't make the books. Chicago, right here, where the Wrigley building is. Young fellow by the name of Jean-Baptiste de Sade.
Okay.
Jean Baptiste. He founded Chicago, when he traded with the Indians. And of course, there it is right there at that particular time. It was called Chicago or Stinking Onion by the Indians. And de Sade, he didn't even change the name at all. Now you take the Lewis and Clark expedition here, right in there. You'll find a black man named York helping to open the West.
Okay.
Those men are trying to wash the black out of York. That's what you might call historically significant, because a lot of people think we ought to wash white, but we ain't gonna, you see. Texas, coming to you, Texas.
Yo,
right down
you know
the
what?
Chisholm Trail, right here. Right there.
It's a shade for me. Like, and the thing is I've watched this a couple times, and Bill Cosby low key an asshole, and not really an asshole. He's arrogant, and with that arrogance is power, and I don't know what he really did, and neither do none of y'all know what that man really did. I do know that a man did. Hold on, you know what? I'm talking too much too soon. Let's see what he's saying in this.
Down there with 5,000 black cowboys who never made it to the Hollywood Western. Did you know that? Huh? In the same group, there was one black outlaw. His name was Deadwood Dick, who claimed his soul brothers were Bat Masterson, Billy the Kid, and Jesse James. Deadwood Dick used to ride into the saloon, order 2 drinks, one for himself and one for his horse. And here's his horse, drinking a shot of red eye with a straw. And how about the 186,000 blacks who fought on the Union side during the Civil War? 38,000 died. How about Teddy Roosevelt's charge up San Juan Hill? It wasn't just the Rough Riders who made it. 4 black regiments went right up with Teddy.
Okay.
They didn't get lost going up the hill. They got lost in the history books. How about the North Pole? Snow White? Well, the first man there was black, Matthew Henson.
Hold
He
on.
spoke Eskimo. And
Really?
he was Admiral Perry's navigator. And although he made it first to the pole, it never quite made it to the history books. And how about your heart? Can we get there? All right. Daniel Hale Williams first performed open heart surgery successfully. Now, this list could go on forever. Blacks who made it, blacks who made history, but who didn't get into the history text at all. And the strange thing is how little there is about us in the textbooks. Napoleon once said history is a fable agreed upon, and the fable agreed upon up to now is that American history is white on white.
Right.
But sometimes we did get into the history books. All wrong. Now you take this one. The Growth of the American Republic, 1942 edition. Samuel Eliot Morrison, Henry Steele Commager. Quote, as for. This has to do with slavery. As for Sambo, Professor Morrison. Sambo, Professor Commager. As for Sambo, whose wrongs moved the abolitionists to wrath and tears, there is some reason to believe that he suffered less than any other class in the South from its peculiar institution. Peculiar institution means slavery. Although brought to America by force, the incurably optimistic Negro soon became attached to the country and devoted to his white folks. Unquote. Those lines were written by two Pulitzer Prize winning white Northern professors.
I'm leaving. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself.
Slavery. That's the place everybody likes to start Negro history. You have ignorant black men being brought over from Africa in chains. Terrible thing, slavery. But this way slavery is taught, it sort of takes the sting out of it. Because the way it's usually taught, people think that we Afro-Americans started with nothing but little grass skirts like the kids in the Tarzan movies. And though America gave us slavery, America kindly gave us religion and a lick or two of education. And when we get more jobs and more education, then
I just had to pause there. Look, I ain't even gonna say it. Just rewind it back 30 seconds and listen to that.
Up from slavery. But, we had something before we left Africa, something more than rhythm. I mean, we had a high culture. Culture was so high that great artists in the world are still borrowing from it. Now, here's a sculpture by an unknown African artist. And here's what Paul Klee took from him. Now, here's a work by an unknown black African. And Pablo Picasso liked what he saw. Another African design, and Modigliani swiped it. Or he was influenced by it, or whatever polite word you want to use. Another black African artist, and Picasso didn't change it very much. I mean, when you look at this copying, you got to give us a little more than rhythm.
Okay.
You got to give us style. Now, if you tell the history of slavery right, you got to.
So, I wonder if right after this, if he went and drugged those women.
Big problem on your hands. The slave trader didn't take some savage out of Africa. He took a human being. He sold him like an animal and separated him from his family. America invented the cruelest slavery in the history of the world. It broke up black families. After slavery was over, America kept breaking up the black man's family. And that's some awful history to teach.
Yo! Spoiler. Essence reigns here at Deceptively Unique. We are bringing back the black family. Here at Deceptively Unique, you will never, ever, ever, and it's only just me, you will never, ever, ever hear me tear down, beat down a black man or woman, child. I understand what has been done to us. I love my people unconditionally. Unconditionally. I know what has been done to us. Let's carry on.
If you want to look history right straight in the eye, you're going to get a black eye. Because it isn't important whether a few black heroes got lost or stolen or strayed in America's history textbooks. What's important is why they got left out. Now, this country has got a psychological history. There was a master race, there was a slave race. And though there isn't any political slavery anymore, those same old attitudes have hung around. I mean, the burning part of Burn, Baby Burn is right here in this classroom. We want to thank Mrs. Lovely Billups and the whole gang here at fourth grade for the brilliant and intelligent artwork that they've done here to make this whole broadcast sing. I want you guys to keep pretending that I'm not here. You're doing a great job, and just keep on drawing and reading and writing, doing what you have to do, because I'm going to talk about some other kids. Not you, Mary, John, and Bob. These are kids from other schools.
I'm positive those weren't those kids' names.
Did you know in some states it used to be against the law to teach blacks to read or write? Nowadays we're getting these integrated schoolrooms, and most people think that if we get enough teaching and enough jobs, everything is going to take care of itself. But there is a scar of history running right through kids as young as these. It tears you up if you know how to look at drawings kids make, because kids shouldn't know much about history and anything about discrimination. I mean, nobody hates little black kids, but why do some of them cause so much trouble? And if you ask black and white children to draw themselves, or trees, or houses, some strange things happen. We asked some ordinary white kids from ordinary families to make some drawings for us. Like, well, let's call him John. John's white, and we asked him to draw himself. This is John. This is his house, and this is his tree. Then we asked a black kid, let's call him Ralph, to do the same thing. This is Ralph's drawing of himself. This is his tree. Now, why should two kids of the same age draw so differently? Enter the expert. This is Dr. Emmanuel Hammer, psychiatrist specializing in children's therapy.
Oh, let me illustrate it for you. Let's take these drawings. No matter what a child draws, he's really picturing himself. Ask a secure child to draw a tree, and he's likely to draw a bountiful, spreading tree. A black child drew this tree, cut off in its growth, stark, bare, ungratified. It works the same way with drawings of people. Normal children, average drawings. The mood is happy, the child feels capable, the drawings are complete, and the arms are developed to emphasize strength. These children were old enough to draw complete figures. The significant fact is what they left out: arms, hands. A child may sense that a situation in life is so powerless that he himself is equivalent to an armless man. My own study reveals that armless...
This is heartbreaking to me. I just want to say that. That is so unbelievably heartbreaking to me. And this was in 1968.
People appear 3 times more frequently in the drawings by black children than those by white. The faceless beings suggest that these youngsters not only feel themselves to be less than they might be, they don't even feel themselves to be. The black child who is forced to live in a hostile world may disappear in self-defense. He drifts through life feeling like a shadow. He stops caring, and he stops trying. A child who has this on his mind cannot be a child. A child who has this on his mind could want to burn down cities when he gets older.
The whole confusion was summed up by a black 9-year-old in these 2 paintings. This is a 9-year-old boy draws a white man, Robin Hood maybe. And this is how the same boy draws himself. And this is the consequence of deformed history.
Linda, close the curtains. Brian, lower the screen. Bonnie, lights, please.
In the past 50 years, 33,000 feature films have been made in the United States, and about 6,000 of them have had parts for black actors. For the most part, the black portraits have been drawn by white writers, white producers, and white directors for a white audience.
Mm-hmm.
Most black parts were the way white Americans wanted them to be. The black male was consistently shown as nobody, nothing. He had no qualities that could be admired by any man, or more particularly, any woman.
When the sun goes down, the tide goes down, we all gather around and they all begin to shout, hey, hey, Uncle Doug.
So, just to try to sum up what that was, because he said it, most particularly the black woman, this is a part of the demasculation of the black man. Well, the beginning. A part of. It's not the beginning, but for sheeple, it's the beginning of the demasculation of the black man. Stay tuned.
White people didn't like to think much about them, sort of like a relative you got in a rest home. The happy darkies, dancing and singing was all they wanted to hear about. Being good Christians, the whites out front liked to think the blacks out back were kind of happy. Uncle Tom's Cabin was one of the first movies made that tried to say anything about black people. Uncle Tom was changed a little each time it was put on the stage, and all the parts were played by white actors. And by the time they made a movie of it in 1903, Uncle Tom was just the white man's idea of a good nigga. You might say he was what H. Rap Brown ain't.
Right?
They made this picture 5 times. And by the time they finished with it, Mickey Rooney could have played Uncle Tom. Minstrel shows started as the black man's entertainment for himself and the plantation owners. When they were filmed, though, they were done by a white cast. You figure that out. They were done as sort of a joke, and the black entertainer couldn't even get a job making fun of himself. The first really vicious anti-Negro film was called The Birth of a Nation, and it was a honey. And the second worst thing about it was that technically in 1918 it was the best movie that had ever been made. A cat named D.W. Griffith produced it, and he knew how. See? Birth of a Nation pretended to tell the story of the Civil War and what happened afterwards when the slaves were freed. White women couldn't walk on their own sidewalk, if you believe the picture.
Hold on. What he say? If you believe it's the verbiage. Hold on. Yo, so as y'all get to know me, it's the verbiage. The verbiage. Pay attention.
In the South, Negroes
It's power in the word.
got the right to vote. The movie showed black vote collectors refusing to accept white votes, and black people sneaking in extra votes. And if these black bad guys don't look very bad to you, it's probably because they were white actors wearing burnt cork. Negro legislators took over in the South, and in the film they were made to look like apes. And this was the movie version of how it looked in the Southern state legislature. They drank whiskey. They ate chicken with their hands in the State House, and they put their feet up on the table with their shoes off.
Like, and the thing is, that's so disrespectful. And Bill Cosby is saying that as if it's not common. Could it be that they was trying to make people think that that's what black people did?
Of course, they passed all sorts of crazy laws according to the film. Like anybody could marry anybody they wanted to. It was obvious to anyone who saw this picture that Negroes weren't fit to govern themselves or anyone else because they really weren't people. This film is 50 years old, and it may look silly and out of date now, but it didn't look silly when it was made and seen. Several million Americans who saw it were propagandized to believe that this is the way things would be if they weren't careful. So they've been pretty careful. Colonel Cameron, a former officer in the Confederate Army, is all upset over the way Northerners and the freed slaves are changing his South, taking the mint julep right out of his mouth.
Not the mint julep, baby.
So he takes a walk one day while he's worrying about it, and he sees 2 white kids playing. Then 4 black kids come along. Being hardly human and naturally afraid of ghosts, black kids run.
Hardly human and naturally afraid of ghosts. Like I said, it's like the verbiage for me, right? So why would we be naturally afraid of ghosts? Like, so it seems as if Bill Cosby is saying things as if it's abnormal. I'm afraid of ghosts now, but Bill Cosby worded that as if we weren't afraid of ghosts back then, as if we should not be afraid of ghosts. Who would ghosts be that we would see? It might be the ancestors. I ain't really sure. Let's watch.
Earl Cameron sees the whole scene, gets his great idea. And with this, that great white all-American organization, the KKK, was born. Cavalry and the bedsheeters come to the rescue. The South is saved. In this picture, the Ku Klux Klan was the good boy who saved the South. Most Hollywood films, though, even the early ones, weren't really nasty. Nobody was sitting around saying, hey, let's take care of the niggers. What producers were doing was making money. And to make money, they made pictures that white ticket buyers would enjoy.
Right?
They showed Negroes the way most Americans like to think of them. To blame Hollywood is like throwing a rock at the mirror because you don't like what you see in it. Burt Williams was one of the great vaudeville performers. He couldn't get parts in white pictures, so he made a lot of short comedies. He played the part most Americans consider typical Negro. It wasn't bad, really, just lazy, stupid, and happy the way he was. And his feet hurt.
So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. But if you look around, does this sound familiar? Have you said this?
He was afraid of most everything. And when he was scared, he shook and his teeth chattered. Unlike a scared white man, the black man's eyes could pop out of his...
Fear. Fear. There is something about fear. Fear.
head. When he was scared, he was so scared he couldn't talk. He was also so scared he couldn't run. Black women, on the other hand, were steady and imperturbable.
I'm scared. So, what it sounds as if it made our men gee whiz, I'm not supposed to be talking about this. Like it sounds like it made us masculine and it effeminized men. Women are supposed to be afraid. Men are not. Men are supposed to be fearless. And black men, whenever y'all realize what it is, who it is that you really are, y'all will start striking fear in the hearts of others. I'm skipping too far ahead. Hold on. We're gonna is this Mammy? We're gonna look at Mammy.
They stood like a rock on the face of things that scared black men. Another strange physical characteristic was when they were really very scared, the guys turned white. When you look back on these old films, the patterns come jumping out at you. The most consistent thing about them was the attack on the black man. He was never even given the privilege of being a man. He was a boy, as in, you know, here, boy. They had a lot of other great qualities besides being cowardly. For instance, they stole chickens.
Who's in there? Who's in there? Ain't nobody in there but us chickens.
That's horrible.
They shot craps.
Dice, your partner talking to you now, Dice. Come on.
I've
Just
never
get you
shot.
one
Yo.
more time.
I've never shot dice before, but if I did, I couldn't imagine ever doing that, and I couldn't imagine. Uh, I, it's supposed to be deceptively unique, man. Like it's supposed to be subliminal, and it is. Look, y'all stay tuned because I be saying stuff and I don't be saying nothing, and I want y'all to think. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to start opening up the rabbit holes of your mind because we all possess it. We all possess it. I want y'all to start thinking, right? Look at this and start thinking. Now I know it might be boring because they say, and they've always said, I've always heard it ever since I was a little girl, right? And I'm Auntie Essen. If you want to hide something from black folks, put it in a book. Yo, they hiding stuff. Pick up a book.
And lions weren't the only thing they were afraid of either. They were afraid of gorillas.
Wonderful. Is that you next to me? Wonderful. Is that you next? Now, come on, Wonderful. Now, don't start out. Come on, tell me the truth. Is that you
That
next
is
to me?
funny though. That is low key funny.
Wonderful.
It is.
Please say yes, that's you.
That is low key funny. It is. I get.
They were also afraid of ghosts and skeletons.
Yo.
Yeah. Is that you?
And that's the thing. This is the thing. What is it about the ghosts and skeletons? Now, I have a thing for ghosts and skeletons. Not ghosts because I'm, like I said, conditioned, right? But I've always had a thing for skulls, crossbones, for skeletons, not ghosts. Skeletons, ghosts. Not skulls, but crossbones, the skulls. I don't know. It's something. I'm gonna figure it out. I ain't got to that point yet, but as I learn, I'm gonna share it.
Scratching my head? Yeah? Yeah! Now, come on, now, what are you looking at?
Yo.
What's your hurry, Buzz?
Why you calling grown men boys?
Even when they were little boys, they had these characteristics. Farida in our gang was the boy. The tradition of the lazy, stupid, crap-shooting, chicken-stealing idiot was popularized by an actor named Lincoln Theodore Monroe Andrew Perry. Cat made $2 million in 5 years in the middle 30s, and everyone...
All right, yo, so, look. Here's the thing, right? Yo. I gotta watch some battle rap. And it's late. I'm a homebody. I got a job. Y'all got a job. And I know y'all gonna catch this on the flyby. So we gonna end this. Homebodies was up. I'm probably cause I gotta do some schoolwork. So tomorrow we're gonna see we gonna spin the block on this. Maybe finish it. Maybe. I ain't really sure yet. But we're gonna see if we spin the block on this. Cause I also gotta get on Twitch. Y'all, if y'all not following me on Twitch for my nerds, for my blurs, right? I got all kinds of nerdy content for you. Yes, I can love my people and still rock with anime. I can. Multifaceted, right? So for my nerds, follow me on Twitch, Baked Anime. I have a new IG channel that is going to have all of my explicit anime content. Baked Anime, that is B, the number AKED ANIM, the number 8, big anime. So if you a nerd, you a blur, you rocking with that nerdy content, I got you. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I would like to say how grateful I am for everything that I have. I don't have much, but I am so appreciative and thankful for everything that I have, for every single person that ever tunes in and watches and listens and shares. I am so appreciative and grateful. I got a message for my people, and I am not going to stop until all my people have heard it. I love my people. We done been through hell. We done been through hell. Okay, so y'all tune in. Maybe tomorrow I'll be found my other headphones or something. I don't know but whatever. I'll make it do what it do. I am the same woman in real life that I am on the internet. What you see is what you get. I don't know how to be nothing else. All right. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I'll be back. Holla.